Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. I'm laughing before I even get to it. Matter of fact, much love and blessings to the brethren and the elder Bobby Hemmett. You know, matter of fact, as I say elder, I think about one of his videos where it was like they consider me an elder, and I was new to the game. Shit, I was just as young as the next person, but because matter of fact, he was talking about because people, because there was so much in the need of somebody who just at least had started on learning about esoteric and occult information. It's like shit. You an elder just off of the strength of dealing with the knowledge, regardless of how old are and again too pointing to the fact that we are old souls, regardless of how long this bodysuit been here, like with anybody, uh, like Bobby having information that somebody older than him probably hadn't tapped into. Same thing with me dealing with some information that somebody else hadn't tapped into. Because again, it ain't about like how long we've been on this earthly plane. Of course, that how long we've been on this earthly plane allows for us to do the physical research, but again, it's basically what we really doing is remembering things that we already know that's already inside of us. We just got a little amnesia, and need to reactivate these energies and information. But I think about how one of the things on my growth dealing with sharing information, I realized that which I know part of taking a step back was me actually, like I had a little, it's all a growth, and as I say, rough spot, rough makes a stronger diamond, but I had a little rough spot, where I kind of had to take a few steps back, you know what I'm saying? And with that, I was still doing videos, and with that step back, I'm doing videos more so reaching to the people who still hadn't awakened. And I think about this, in so many words, a quote from Bobby Hemmett video where he's like, if we had to wait till people were ready for this info, we would be waiting for another 2,000 years, like, like sometimes like we had the vibe, or you shouldn't be like you wait, because I remember that like at one point I had that with myself. I'm like, am I being too outlandish with my information? And when I say outlandish, just like too ahead of people when I go to talking about visualizations and visualizing yourself being somewhere else, and visualize going inside your body, and all these different things and aspects of tapping into information that say for somebody fresh out of religion, or somebody who just been dealing with the school system all their life and all this. This is very, again, like, oh, like he out there with it, but I realize that's that's a part of my job or duty, aka my sole purpose in essence is being that person that is upfront about the information. And I'm not looking at it like, I'm not doing it on some vibe like, if I don't, then nobody will. It's what I love to do. I love to share information. I love learning about these different occult esoteric concepts, which occult esoteric, that which is hidden, but and which it shouldn't be hidden, but those that literature dealing with the occult. Like, I love sharing that, so it's just a part of that. I'm not looking at it as like, let me just like, if I don't share this information then nobody will, so let me forcefully do this. And nah, I'm doing it out of love. And is the fact too that if I'm not doing it, who will? And I look around myself in Louisiana, and I'm like, how many people in Louisiana is dealing with the information you're dealing with on that on that platform, with a platform that's kind of viewed a lot, and it's like, you gotta be, for one, authentic and true to true to yourself, and talking to myself, true to myself. But again, realizing like I just have to go with the information the way I was feeling, and when I look back at it, again, like taking psychedelics and being like, hey, there's a dimension like this, and I talked to a red being last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, most people like talk to a red being. Like, what's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, again, if I had to wait till people was ready for this information, we would be waiting for another 2,000 years. So, and I've been bringing up lately, like, I catch the vibe in so many words. It's like a Maymester. I don't know if anybody familiar, I don't know if all colleges did it, but I remember going to Southern University in Baton Rouge, and I was a computer science major, which I never took a Maymester, and for that reason, I'm like, I could only take like maybe a class that's not computer science oriented, because reason being, like, basically what a Maymester was just in the month of May, you would learn a semester's worth of information. So you know how you got the fall semester and it lasts for over so many months of learning. Well, you taking the lessons that you will learn in those months and cramming it down into learning it in just 1 month in May, and they call that the Maymester. But that's basically what we're dealing with on our spiritual growth right now as well, and I also think about that aspect of, like, when I was in school, and how, and it's a balance with that situation, but I realized that, like in the classroom, especially sometimes the bigger classroom, but you had, like, some students that, kind of got, upset and a little angered whenever, like, other students were, and not say mad at people asking questions, but, people who are more so like the questions that, like, you could go learn on your own time, or things that you should know already, well, here it is, like some people holding up the class to ask some questions that they probably could have learned, or should have learned in high school. And they pay, and this is my thing too, is a battle. Like, you pay money for, for those classes, and the way it's set up, everybody all in one class, the people who learn fast and the people who learn slow, like everybody lumped up. So it is what it is, but it's somewhat of that aspect as well. Like, the people who's ready to learn, on a high level is missing out, because, say, for instance, here it is where I'm tapped into that higher perception, that higher vibrational energy, these interdimensional concepts, and I'm good at articulating it. And so I would be stepping out of my power by going to talk about, like, trying to talk about, going backwards at, let's build an economic plan or this and that, nothing is wrong with, again, maintaining sustenance in this physical realm. You know what I'm saying? We are source or guide on the human experience, and part of that experience is being in this body. But again, where was I? Just that, oh yeah, dealing with information, like, I'm here to bring forth this information that may seem so outlandish, and articulate in a way where, somebody who's never heard of it before could be able to grasp it, but again, I become, not say a hindrance, but I'm slowing down those who are ready to learn, right now, so the best thing to do, again, like, instead of going down here in the quicksand, I done caught myself with it, with doing videos and, speaking on certain information, but to a certain extent, because some point, like, I did have to take a step back and get more grounded, so my information does have, like, it's delivered more in a, state, more in a way that's more sociable amongst, the masses, in essence. But even then, again, I'm here to usher in and basically be a chaperone towards, speaking on these higher energies, and that's the thing I was gonna say, well, sitting here teaching it on that level, and then, say, for instance, those who are not on that level, hey, you do have other teachers and avenues and things to start off with, and then when you're ready for that information, then you could, get deeper into Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, videos that I make. Who else I think that's up there now? Uh, on a scientific level, Dan Winters, but uh, it's not like, say for instance, if all those teachers decided, well, hey, since the most of the majority is, learning slow or don't get it, let us go all the way back to just always talking about chakras, all the time. Then they hindering the people who, ready to, because that's the thing, we constantly, elevating. So it's best for the collective if, those people who are constantly growing and in those high vibrations already, because again, there's different levels to the growth, and we all growing at different pace, different levels. But it would be better for the collective that those people constantly growing instead of having a, wait, stop, and you gotta go back and learn about chakras with everybody else. It's like, nah, they should have that free will and that ability to continuously learn deeper concepts, these more in-depth concepts dealing with metaphysical aspects, spirituality, the occult, esoteric meaning the hidden or inner meaning, exo meaning outer or external meaning, and occult meaning, hidden. But that's the whole vibe. Again, if we had to wait till people were ready, so like, let me wait till my family ready to hear about chakras. Let me wait till, everybody ready to, again, it'll be another 2,000 years if I was waiting. That's what the whole aspect of, being the change you want to see, and just, again, constantly doing the work, like, what I'm saying, like not going backwards, but making sure, you constantly moving forward. And then if, and as people around your family, friends, whoever, see, then they'll get interested, like, oh shit, I see so-and-so, been talking about eating healthy, ain't been to the doctor in 3 years. I never hear him complain about any aches or pains in his body. Go to sleep late and wake up early and get enough of rest. Like, I'm gonna ask that Virgin Universal what he doing, compared to, again, forcefully teaching or going backwards. Like, let me go backwards and do what they doing, and people looking at me like, shit, he ain't fucking in the same boat as us. Like, how am I learn from that person? You know what I'm saying? So it gets to, and as I'm saying this, too, with teaching and speaking on certain situations, remember, again, we're not trying to create this preacher vibe or this guru vibe where you become dependent on me. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I want you to do, I even thought about, like, slowing down on my videos for that fact. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, just because some people want to treat me like a preacher and a guru don't mean I should just not speak on information. Matter of fact, kind of back to that point, just because some people want to treat me like a guru and like, oh, doesn't mean I should just stop talking just because they don't, understand that I'm just a reflection of themselves, because say for instance, the people who do know better will be missing out on, information due to me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, let me not do this just because they don't get it. It's like, nah, I gotta keep pushing with it, which is another aspect I want to speak on with that. Oh yeah, just with the, again, with the guru and the preacher vibe, again, and even like entertainment, like people either coming at you like as a preacher, a guru, or some type of entertainment. Now, just me being me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a comedic, you know what I'm saying, entertaining, like I'm just, the way I speak and share information, the way I just, operate, is gonna be entertaining in essence. But I'm not doing it for your entertainment. You know, I'm doing it for you to learn and to help for you to grow spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And it just helps that, you know, that I'm comedic and, connecting on that level. But like, it is a plus that you're getting to learn about your spirituality and it's entertaining. But I'm not here to just entertain you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, again, and also, again, not trying to be a guru, not trying to be anybody a guru or somebody's like a cult master or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think about Alan Watts, where he spoke on like the bird, like he used the example of a bird singing, you know, like a bird in nature, it's singing because it loves to sing. It's not singing because, you know, people think it's beautiful or, you know, like, well, basically, it's singing its song because it's just being, it loves to sing. Now, if somebody want to come and record that bird and turn it into a music song, if somebody come across that song and like, oh, that bird's words are so inspiring, I'm gonna come here every day since I know that bird right here. I'm gonna come here every other day or whenever and hear that bird's song. But that bird is not doing that for that, That's just a byproduct of that bird being itself. Same thing with myself, you know what I'm saying? I love learning about, philosophy on all different levels, not just philosophy, but, just different literature, from the cult, the esoteric, ancient indigenous knowledge, like that's what I love to learn. I like to learn about, what I wasn't taught in school, and I just like learning, I like dealing with history, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, because that was one of my favorite subjects in school, because I just like to be able to backtrack and see what was going on beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to see why we at where we're at now. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's me. Doing what I love now. If and I like speaking on what I learned. You know what I'm saying? And that's where being the change you want to see. Like, I'm not sitting there like, how could I try to, even though I might not like this, or even though I'm not really into this, let me see how I can make videos about spiritual information. Like, nah, it's just internally, like, that's what I like doing. I just was a student. I like studying. As I like studying, I'm not just studying just so let me sit on all this information. I like sharing this information, you know what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, that's why I like, some people may look at certain rappers or entertainers like a Jay-Z playing the fence, like, well, always having the knowledge, but he either superly coded it when he's put it in rhymes or he didn't speak on it at all, like, because here it is, like, Jay-Z's just as conscious as Nas, and know about like everything, chakras, all this, that's something that Brethren been on, but had he ever put it in a song? No, you know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to realize too that vibe of like, well, even with spirituality and just all facets of just a vibe of like how they say it's better to apologize later than to ask for permission. Like, I see that across the board, like, and it's by default. Cause I think about, like, say for instance, me on my growth, it's like, hey, just being head first, as far as like, making my YouTube channel, coming out with it, and I had some little stumps across the way, and then it's like whatever information I may have, messed up or whatever, it's like, hey, I apologize, but not like, hey y'all, if y'all don't mind, can I speak on this? Or let me make sure, and it's like, nah, I do see like a collective vibe where it does have like a vibe of like apologize later than ask permission, but not. And when I say that, some people could take it to a devious, place, of course, like, oh, let me do some more messed up shit, and then apologize later. It ain't about that, but or at least not about doing it deliberately. But like, say for instance, if I would have waited around to do a video, like, let me wait till I'm extremely perfect in this information to do a video, which even after taking all this time, it still take a long time. But let me wait till then. I would have never did videos. I just still be waiting. Matter of fact, uh, like I got over 1,000 videos now. I wouldn't have any, and nobody and all the people who benefit from the videos, they wouldn't have that because I would have been like, oh no, since I'm not the master of all knowledge or the master of all it, because some information, again, well, of course it's about self-mastery, but you don't have to be the master of it to share the information about it. As long as you understand the information to its fullest and able to share it, you know but I do see that vibe of you know where people just come out a certain way and apologize later or start to help later on in their career, but again, if we had to wait till people were ready for this info, we would be waiting for another 2,000 years. So just gotta go with the information. Now it's not really the time to babyfy the information, but that's basically it. In fact, I'm gonna share this little sigil. I know I may start doing a little tablet. It's just a little doodle I put together. Got the dark crystal. Shub Nagarat, a nigger rat. From the Necronomicon. In fact, also got the serpent, the Naga, the Kundalini. Oh, booty tang. Matter of fact, Hebrew letters, I forgot which Hebrew letters it was. Got the yoni symbol. I don't know, I wrote something about sex right here. Got booty mountain. Matter of fact, because again, like when I'm in that mode, like I don't even, there's no logic to what I'm doing, in essence. Like even with the Hebrew letters, it wasn't like I'm like, what Hebrew letter I feel like writing, and not like what's the logical one to be writing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like just going with the flow. And this may have like some type of sigil, This may open up some energies. And as I'm doing this too, be aware though that like when you're doing your personal like say for instance my high self let me know, hey, you could share this picture, you could show people, but like when you're doing your own little personal sigils and stuff like that, you don't want to let like others be exposed to that, because again their consciousness being focused on it could possibly disrupt the energies dealing with it. So you do your own sigil, that's your sigil, that's not for, oh, this sigil is for this or that, or that. Like your sigil is your sigil. And if you don't want it to like don't put it out there if it is something that you're working on a certain like personal level, compared to this, where again as I was drawing it out and I was about to like, wait, hold on, and then my higher self was like, nah, you could share this one. If anything, it may be beneficial. It's miscellaneous as it looked, but yeah, do be aware of that, and remember, it's about us creating our own, magic, our own energies, like just how they had, sigils of talk about King Solomon and the 72 Goetia, or the lesser key of Solomon, where they have all these talisman or sigils, you know what I'm saying, that connect with different archangels and different planets and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, due to sigils. But we could do our own, sigils as well, like our own, because I'm wanting to do a book, just channeling different little symbols and sigils that could be used, Again, share my real picture. See all of it. triangle, masculine, feminine. Got it transverse. Cool. But again, just to recapping as I leave off on this note, if we had to wait till people were ready for this info, we would be waiting for another 2,000 years. And matter of fact, again, blessings and love to Bobby Hemmett, you know, because I even think about, you know, that aspect, again, like, you know, being like how is information straightforward and coming with it, you know what I'm saying? In a time where a lot of people could have took them for crazy or this and that, but it's like, look, this is what's being asked of us right now. And again, like I've been catching that little download of like, yeah, it's like the Maymester, like don't be, you know, don't babyfy the information. Like now is not the time for that. Now is the vibrating. Now is not the time to be you know, going backwards in the information or trying to wait for somebody to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been was supposed to be ready. Like, you know, like we on some late shit. That's why, like, a matter of fact, like say for instance, what a Maymester is used for in essence is like when you didn't pass those classes to graduate, you know, in the fall and spring, you got that little chance in May to finish up. So like say for you might be somebody that's close to graduating, but it's like shit. If you since you missed that class, you would have had to come back for another fall and spring, but you could dodge that by taking that Maymester. Like again, that's what we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like that Maymester. You know, but that's basically it. You know, again, as we teaching on this level, if some people don't get it, cool. There's somebody out there teaching on a level where they can get it. You know what I'm saying? Because if, like, again, with feeling my purpose, I feel my purpose, and like with my, you know, the level of sharing information, you know, is on a, you know, that psychedelic, interdimensional, you know, outworldly type of perspective. Like that's, you know, that's universal frequency. That's what I am. You know, that's what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? Amongst many other things, but you know, it's basically it. Peace. Bam. Happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace, peace.